not remember the year anymore, but at that time, several years before my ordination, I was sent to Lesotho from this Diocese of Mariannhill. And then when I arrived there, I was lucky to meet some of the people whom I knew. Some of them were lecturers, others were seminarians like myself from Gauteng, like Stanley Tebele, for instance, now who was a priest in Gauteng, in Johannesburg Diocese. So the first instance which I remember was after 6 months of staying in Lesotho at the St. Augustine Seminary studying. It was philosophy first for 2 years, and then for 4 years later, theology. Just half a year when I was back home, and then my mother said to me, "Do you now speak Sesotho?" I said, "No, Mom, I don't speak Sesotho." Actually, there was a negative reaction on my side because I didn't hear anything about the Sesotho.
Yeah.
So I tended to be very negative, like I will never learn this language. I don't like this language. My mother simply asked a question to me. How can you live and work or study with people when you don't hear what they are saying? You know. And at the time, I was very keen to know Sesotho, but I didn't want to learn about it because there were elections. And in South Africa, it was something new for us, African people, to ever be involved in elections. And Nsumu Khehle was the opposition party leader that time and was addressing the people. So I attended that presentation of Nsumu Khehle. I was so disappointed. He was speaking Sesotho right through, and I didn't hear anything. And then when my mother said to me, "We have to learn other people's language," then I decided to study proper Sesotho, to start on my own. It was a friend of mine, Musotho, with whom we used to play soccer, and I liked him very much. And I said to him, "If you teach me Sesotho, I will teach you Zulu." So we agreed to help each other like that. Anyway, with studies themselves, it was first philosophy for 2 years, and then later on theology. It was a great challenge, but because teaching was always in English, I fared very well, I would say.
Yes.
I did very well and I passed. But sometimes things were not as good as I wished. It was cold. It was a cold place, Lesotho. But then I said to myself, I must be active, like wake up early, at least 30 minutes before Holy Mass, morning Mass, and jog. Holy Mass could have been at, say, perhaps 6:30 in the morning, because the studies were an hour later, about 7:30. So I would jog around. But that made me fit, and I felt happy, and I got used to it. Then the language itself. So with that friend of mine, his name was Otilo. After meals, we would sit outside speaking our languages to each other. He would speak Sesotho to me, I would speak Zulu to him, which is very strange because we didn't understand each other. But because we were trying, we really helped each other.
Yeah.
I was able to pick Sesotho up, and later on I spoke Sesotho very well. Now, in Lesotho, what was of greater interest was that at the end of each year, there was a closure, which was a big concert, So what we did, we came from Natal. During that concert, we would sing Scathamia in Zulu. Strange enough, although the Basutos, we imagined they didn't know Scathamia, but they knew the songs. So they were so interested And then we prepared. Some of them joined, you know. Of course, some students also came from Johannesburg, like Father Stanley Tebele later on, who he became a no-plate, was my classmate. And we would come together, practice songs like those of Black Mambazo, you know, Vela Vela Wena, Vela Wena, you know. And the students were so interested about this that we really enjoyed it, you know. But it also helped me to pick it up properly. So once I had done it, when I came back, I was able to communicate with Basutos here in KwaZulu-Natal, and they were very happy to see how I appreciated their language. Yeah, I would say the St. Augustine Seminary, I would encourage the students who are studying there. In fact, some of our students later on as a priest, I encourage them to study there, to do priesthood there, because I knew about the language. They would be challenged by language. And if they learned, it would be much better for the Basutos here to see them trying to speak Sesotho. So I had that kind of keenness to have our own young people learning other languages apart from English. You know?